So remember that guy who said he'll be suing me? Vic? No, something with a V. Vince Delmonte. Well, he has a dumb bitch wife named Flavia Delmonte, and I'm guessing you're all wondering how stupid she has to be to marry a guy like Vince? Ew. The answer is pretty damn stupid, and I could make a feature-length film about all the bullshit on our website, but I'm just going to stick to the more important topics that could actually lead to early mortality, starting with yogurt. So at the start of this article, she talks about how commercial yogurt is so terrible because it's pasteurized and raises blood sugar levels, but that doesn't stop her from adding quite a lot of sugar to her own recipes on her own website. And I'll get into the issues with dairy later on, but what Flavia doesn't seem to realize is that the prebiotics found in whole plant foods are far more beneficial than the probiotics found in yogurt, and even she admits on her own website in her own article that these probiotics found in yogurt are often useless because they are likely dead before you even get a chance to eat them. High intake of prebiotic plant foods is a far more effective strategy at improving the health of our gut bacteria, as prebiotics are far more stable than probiotics and have a better chance at reaching our colon. Not to mention, raw fruits and vegetables contain probiotics as well. An added benefit of a diet rich in high-fiber plant foods is that fiber is metabolized into butyrate, which has anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer properties, and vegetarians have more copies of butyrate-producing genes. But, of course, weight loss was the main point of Flavia Delmonte's yogurt article and how altering our gut bacteria can affect weight loss. Well, polyphenols found in whole plant foods have been shown to preferentially feed the bacteria Bacteroidetes and suppress the growth of Firmicutes, which has been shown to promote weight loss. Now, things are about to get really stupid as Flavia believes that cheese is a good weight loss food and that diets high in saturated fat promote weight loss and control blood sugar levels. First of all, cheese and weight loss? Have you completely lost your mind? Oh, right. Cheese is extremely high in saturated fat, and saturated fat happens to alter our gut bacteria to promote weight gain, and fat is so efficiently stored into adipose tissue that if you perform an adipose tissue biopsy, you can determine the exact sources of dietary fat someone eats, and the fat you eat is quite literally the fat you wear. And this is what really baffles me. How the fuck does she think high-fat diets control blood sugar levels? Saturated fats create toxic breakdown products that kill insulin-producing beta cells, interfere with mitochondrial function, and cause an inflammatory state that leads to insulin resistance, along with cancer, atherosclerosis, and other chronic conditions that you really don't want. Now, these are all chronic conditions that can pretty much affect everyone, but since Flavia Delmonte's prime demographic is obviously women, you should all know that following her diet advice can significantly increase your risk of breast cancer. Flavia recommends high-fat, high-protein diets that are severely lacking in fiber, and high-fiber diets are essential to ridding the body of excess estrogen and returning hormone levels to normal, healthy physiological levels. High estrogen levels have been linked to several hormone-related cancers, including breast cancer, and this is likely due to the fact that estrogenic compounds increase cell growth and division, increasing the likelihood of genetic errors leading to these cancers. She also recommends foods that are high in exogenous estrogens, including dairy products, which do in fact raise serum estrogen levels, which can increase risk of these hormone-related cancers. Diets high in animal protein also significantly raise IGF-1 levels, and IGF-1 is a key factor in cell growth and division, and helps cancer cells break off from the main tumor, migrate into surrounding tissues, and invade the bloodstream, and elevated IGF-1 levels are highly associated with increased risk of breast cancer. So, Flavia, your diet advice helps to promote the second leading cause of death among women, and I want you all watching to know something. Vince Delmonte got my recent video of him blocked in Canada by filing some bullshit, fallacious defamation claim, and he or his wife are likely going to do that to this video, and if they do, I want you all to realize that they care more about their own image than having you learn how to reduce your risk of breast cancer. They would literally rather have your tits get cut off and possibly even die than have me make them look bad. And one last little criticism. Flavia has an article called 3 Worst Foods for Pregnant Women, and those 3 worst foods are sugar, artificial sweeteners, and corn syrup, which is just sugar again. She really seems to have trouble understanding what sugar is. Okay, so you don't think that foods like fish, which contain heavy metals like mercury, which have been shown to affect the brain development of children, should be avoided? Why was that off of your list? Or do you just not care about children being stupid? Meat is also a risk factor for gestational diabetes, as is heme iron, which is found in animal products, and gestational diabetes increases risk of serious birth defects. And guess what? Vegetarian women have a lower risk of gestational diabetes. So that's Flavia Delmonte, Vince Delmonte's wife. She's completely fucking retarded, just like her husband. Are you surprised? I'm not. So don't be an idiot, just make some vegan gains.
Beef. What a relief. When will this poisonous product cease? This is another public service announcement. You can believe